Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencil. So today we're going to be doing a little make using stencils, and we're going to be using the aperture square stencil or template, and then we're going to be using the beautiful Kingfisher. The stamp is from one of our new sets, which is Beautiful Day, and it is one of my favourites at the moment. So to get started, we've got a topper which is 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres. We've got a little bit of layer which is a smidge bigger, which is about 15.5 centimetres, and then 7 by 7. So pop those to one side. We've got tool wise, we've got obviously our magnetic sheet, always work on a magnetic sheet. We've got our aperture square, and then we've got the beautiful Kingfisher. So we're going to be using oxides for our background. So we've got pumice stone, hickory smoke and black soot. We're going to be stamping in VersaFine Claire, that is for the word. But the actual main stenciling I'm going to be using is archival black ink, jet black. I have Posca pen for the snow or the starlight in the background. So I don't know if you can see, you've got little stars in the background. You don't have to put those on, it's up to you. And then we've got black oxide brush, which will cover for all of the, from the light to the dark. I do have a black brush, and then I've got my detail brushes. The reason I've got two is because, as usual, didn't tidy up, couldn't find it for last show, and then ended up with two. So, to start off with, I'm going to use our square first. So my card is a smidge bigger than my square. Try not to get my head in shot. I'm actually working on our new silicone mat. It's fabulous. Love, love, love this mat. It's 2mm thick, nice sturdy mat that's going to take all my crafting, battering and everything. It's heat proof. The only thing you wouldn't do is you wouldn't cut on it. So obviously no knives, but everything else, resins, the lot, you could chuck at it and it will take it. Measurement all the way around the outside in centimetres and millimetres. And as I said, it's a good thick mat. It's one of my thickest mats that I've ever had. And that's what we wanted. We wanted it to take a lot of wear and tearing. And should be available on the website very soon. They've just landed. Okay, so we're going to go in with our inks. So for me, when I ombre, I do my light, my dark, then my middle, take my middle up, my middle down, and then I take my light over. It works for me, so I don't tend to move from that, but give it a go, see how you get on. All I'm doing at the moment is on kitchen roll, I'm just cleaning off my brush because I don't know what I used when I was at the last show with it. So going in without trying to shake the camera and picking up my ink. So we're building up our inks bit by bit, pulling it down. I do love these colours at the moment. They really are some of my favourites. So we're just building. So I'm going to go turn them around, and I'm going straight in with my dark colour. So putting away pumice stone, and I'm going in with black soot. Now I know it's a juicy pad, so I'm just checking I haven't got too much on at the moment. Just trying to control what I've got. So again, taking. But I want a really dark night. So we're pulling it up. Hopefully you can see I'm still in shot. And the nice thing is I'm not scared to get ink on these. I clean my mat off with hand sanitizer. Just take a drink because of my throat. Now, because I'm going to go in with a lighter colour, which is hickory smoke, I'm just going to wipe my brush because it's got the black on. There we go. So we're going in with the hickory smoke now. So for me, black soot should be done. I do apologise. Taking it up and pulling it down. We all have our different ways of putting inks on. To me, whatever works for you. If you do it a different way, but you get the look that you want, that's your right way. That's the right way for you. So we can show you, it's up to you how you get it. And if you get it a different way, but you still get a beautiful look, go for it. So as you can see, it's starting to blend in. Now I want a little bit more black soot on there. Just take it up. Lovely. Just pulling the sky, the night sky down. Do this with the blues. I love the blues at the moment as well. I just love this look at the moment. So I'm quite happy, I think, with that. I'm just gonna brush off a little bit and I'm just gonna go over. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. So let's get the tapes off, clean up, and then we'll go in with the next stencil. Okay, so let's remove the last one. So as you can see, the square gives us such a beautiful finish, crisp finish. That's what we're after. So you've got your beautiful ombre from light to dark. So we still need this, but I'm going to just blast it quickly with a heat gun before I go over the top with the next stencil. But try not to warp my card. So really I'm just drying my oxide a little bit, that's all. Letting the heat waft across it. There we go, pop that to one side. And then we're going to come in with the Kingfisher. Now, I want light at the bottom, dark at the top. But I want this nice and crisp and clean. So what I'm going to do, excuse if I get my head in the way. I'm just going to... Now, you might ask, why didn't I leave the stencil on if I wanted to keep this nice and clean? The reason being is if I've got the square stencil and then I put that over the top, I've got a ridge. If I do it the other way, there's a chance it will creep underneath. So I'm just trying to be as clean as possible without any interference to the next stencil. So I'm just going to come just slightly up a little bit, just in case. I don't think it's going to go over this edge, but it's not hurting it. Okay, so we're going to go in with the Kingfisher. Now it can go that way, it can go that way. It's up to you. It's your creation. What I'm going to do is I want possibly for this one, yeah, I want this one leaf just on the edge there, I think. I think that'll look beautiful. So let me just line it up straight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge of the square just to get it straight for myself, just checking that nothing is overlapping. I don't want this sun in, or the moon, or whatever you want to call it. I don't actually want that in my image. So I'm still using my magnetic sheet. I'm now masking off all the way around. So, because black gets everywhere. I still want to be able to keep it as tight as possible without it shifting. So to me, it's a smidge of tape. It's not hurting. Might be a bit wasteful, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to mask off my moon. Now I'm using archival ink. Now archival ink has got a tendency to stain on the stencil. Again, just use your hand sanitizer, that will remove it. So nail varnish remover, hand sanitizer, it will help. Okay, so we're just moving it around. You can leave this on if you want the moon, you put the moon on. All of the birds look beautiful in this way as well. There we go. Fabulous. Let me just take a drink. Wet my throat. Okay. I'm happy with that. Lovely. So what we're going to go, let me just check that you're in shot. Yeah. I'm going in with my, now I wouldn't mix my two brushes. I have one black solid black ink for whatever black ink it is, and then I have my Oxide, black Oxide brush, and then I have a another brush that is used for all my other black inks. This is just solely for all my silhouettes and everything. I don't tend to mix it. And then I've got one of these again for my silhouettes and my details and everything. So we're going in with the archivals. So my archival ink really could do with a little bit of re-inking and juicing up. I'm just checking to see how solid it is. So all I'm doing with my detail brush, inking, just checking and just controlling. Now your archival will dry a lot quicker than all your other inks. I think that's why we tend to use it a lot for the silhouette work and things, because it just seems to have more control over it. It doesn't seem to leak underneath. Says me, you watch, I'll take this off and it'll have leaked everywhere. We all have good and bad days. So I'm going in all the way down the lines. These detail brushes are perfect for getting in all the little nooks and crannies. And the metal stencils don't seem to be affected by our brushes and vice versa. Really good quality brushes they are. So we're just all the way down. So I'm then going to pick up, tap off, and I'm now dragging in all the waste of the ink all the way around. If you want a shorter beak on this bird, you put a shorter beak, just mask it off. Now the only ink I tend not to put on my mats are the archivals. I do find that archivals will stain silicone mats, so I don't tend to use my archival. I'll use the lid to dab my inks. So please be warned that with all the silicone mats that I've come across, archivals do tend to stain them. So just when you're working with them, if you've got to dab off in the lid. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. That's quite solid and black. Looks really good. Pop that to one side. Again, my brushes go back into their little bags because it's permanent ink. I don't want it everywhere. Keeps them nice and clean and keeps my area nice and clean. So we're going to just take this off. There we go. So remove my tape. Remove my stencil. I will clean that after with hand sanitizer and warm water. Okay, so got beautiful, beautiful bird. Really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a bit of stars in the background. So let's give it a quick wash. I don't want any on my bird. So I tell you what I could do, because I'm at my desk. What I can do, if I can. Right, that'll be fine. Just a little speckle. Posca pen. The only problem with Posca pens is sometimes you get splodges, sometimes you get lovely, delicate stars. We'll see what we get. That's it. Let's not tempt fate. Lovely. So pop that to one side. Lovely. See, even got it under there and I didn't plan on it. So it's coming on lovely. So I do have a bit of wet glue wherever I put my wet glue. There it is. So a little bit of wet glue. You know, use whatever is good for you. Sometimes I'll use my tape runner for ease, and sometimes it's wet glue. I prefer the wet glue because then I can guarantee it's not going to disappear like that. I just need to lift this up a little bit. Sometimes I find that the glue disappears on them. So I've got a little bit of a black smudge there. Good old ink eraser. Let me just... And I'm gonna take my stamp press. Where are we? We are hopefully in shot. Up there. This is just copy paper underneath, that's all. Actually, let's just lift it. There you go. Okay, so we're going to stamp something down here. What should we do? See, when I did that one, I wish I hadn't used that stamp. So let's do this one. Yeah. Let's do that one. And I'm going to hope it's straight, okay? So Versifying Clair Nocturne, and this is the black, the Nocturne black. So gentle taps, and then just let it sink in. Walk it. What you don't want to do is move your push it up and down, because what I find is there's a little bit of movement in the hinges. Just walk it. That's better. I prefer that. Yeah. See, sometimes we change our minds, but that's fine. That's what it's for. Oh look, a little bit of dirt on my card. That's fine. That's just from the black ink. Okay. So. Lovely. Fabulous. So, because I've got a bit of copy paper, I'm just going to hold that for a few secs. And there you go. Pretty little mix using the beautiful Kingfisher stencil, and also the template square, which is such a useful tool. I hope you enjoyed the make, and don't forget to stop by and tune in again.